let's just kick off. There's a lot to get through today. We've seen that strong correlation between what's happening in global markets with larger markets like Nigeria. That market falling back by over 7% in August. It's been pummeled again in September. Has this been the case for Malawi?
No. In Malawi, generally, there has not been a fall. There have been a lot of trading activities by our standards, but the prices have remained flat.
So volumes...
But not drifting in terms of the prices, but the volumes have gone up.
That is an encouraging sign for a small market like Malawi. Let's just take a look at a lot of the first half results that have been filtering through. Promising numbers there from Press Corp. Profit after tax up 40% to 3.2 billion Malawi kwacha. Now, this company has interest in a variety of companies, from banking to telecoms to manufacturing, retail and consumer goods. Which subsidiaries were the key revenue drivers in the first half?
For the first half 2011, the major drivers is National Bank, which is the bank, is a subsidiary in the banking sector, and also TNM, the telecommunications network, is the second mobile phone provider in Malawi. These two have done extremely well and have fed in good revenues for Press Corporation, hence the uptick in terms of their revenue and their bottom line for the first part of the year 2011.
Also a similar story for the only listed telecom stock, TNM, on the bourse there. Profit after tax up 42% to 587 million Malawi kwacha. Now, we know there's a new entrance in the telecommunications space in Malawi. How well is TNM positioned to manage this heightened competition?
The TNM stock is well positioned and well backed by its major shareholders, the Old Mutual Group, the Old Mutual Malawi and the Old Mutual Group as per se, and the Press Corporation. So in terms of the financial backup, it's very huge, and they have got a huge capex in which they have been ordering some capital equipment, and now we have seen that with the easing of the forex problems, there are some capital equipments that are now arriving, and we can see that if they commission most of their satellite dishes, it should really compete very favorably with the Airtel Malawi, because Airtel Malawi at the moment is the leading provider in terms of the subscription and revenue generation, though it's not listed in Malawi. But we can see TNM catching up very soon.
And they have been spending, as you say, a lot on that infrastructure there in order to balance and counter the competition that we're seeing in the space. Let's just move on to the banking sector. NBS Bank, also some strong earnings there. Pre-tax profit up 24%, 1.2 billion Malawi kwacha. Just take us through the numbers on that end.
Yeah, but you see the NBS Bank was one of the late entrants in terms of the commercial banking licenses. And again, with the Reserve Bank directive to top up their capital, they have done the top up of their capital, and again, they have even requested for more money from shareholders. And of late, there has been an entry of IFC, International Finance Corporation, and an investment arm of World Bank. These have been providing credit lines to NBS for SMEs, and that has boosted their interest income heavily. And we see that there is also a rights issue because they wanted to boost up their network coverage in the country, and we see that they are also trying to crash on the market that their major shareholder, where is Nico Holdings Limited. Wherever Nico Holdings has gone, NBS want to take follow those footprints. So we can see that the competition within the banking sector is becoming very hot, and
Benson,
the National Bank has to renovate itself, to revitalize itself.
Benson, we're running out of time, and I've got to touch on one last thing. The establishment of a bond market in September. Government is set to launch a 3 billion Malawi kwacha bond. Run us through the type of demand we see for that and what you expect to take place subsequent to that in terms of further bond listings.
Yes, previously we didn't have a bond listed, but now there are intentions by the Reserve Bank to list a 3 billion bond on the Malawi Stock Exchange. And it should list that within this month or early next quarter. But apart from the Reserve Bank, which is a government-sponsored bond, there is also Standard Bank Malawi Limited and the Sunbelt Hotels. They also want to issue bonds to a tune of a total of about 10 billion. And this will obviously spur activities on the Malawi Stock Exchange if all those stocks list on the stock exchange besides the equity market.